Hello indie game fans, another lot of games and updates that you can play right now, where we have a short trailer for this first game, so let's dive right in. Let's begin with Petal Crash Online, a free update and standalone client that is bundled with the core game, allowing you to play this action puzzler over the internet. And being one of the hidden gems of 2020, comes recommended by me. A title that I've had my eye on for a little bit is Killsquad, a multiplayer co-op action title where you play as bounty hunters, taking on various contracts and missions in instanced scenarios, releasing out of early access after about 2 years. While it does look like a Diablo-style title on the surface, it controls more like a console game in that movement, aiming, skills and dodges feels most natural with a controller rather than mouse and keyboard. I played this at launch and quite liked it, but as with all multiplayer-focused titles, the player population will be the main concern, peaking at 146 as of recording, so you might need to gather some friends for this. One of the so-called mundane life simulator titles that absolutely blew up is House Flipper from 2018, where cleaning up junk and renovating houses was a surprisingly zen experience, and following on from the success of that, the developer just released the Luxury DLC, which of course has you doing a similar thing, but on a much grander scale. Yes, these are mansions and gigantic houses filled with antiques, swimming pools and rich people stuff, where interestingly, there are even smart home functionality with control of lights, doors and more. As such, if you're into this game, this is a no-brainer, and if you have not played this, I would recommend the base game to get a feel. I just talked about developer Sockpop Collective in part 1 of this series for November, where another of their games of interest is Heliopedia, a god game of sorts, where you shape an entire solar system by terraforming planets. Now, I'm not sure how scientifically accurate this game is, but it does appear that you can do things like feed coal and minerals to planets, create life and balance ecosystems, or to simply mess around and make as many volcanoes as you can, looking like a decent, smaller game. A standout game from this year is Operation Tango, a co-op first-person stealth puzzle game where one player is the agent in the field, sneaking around, bypassing traps, breaking into vaults and accomplishing the mission, while the other player plays as the hacker, providing support and surveillance, resulting in quite a wonderful co-op experience. The developer released the free Challenge Mode update, which added a new area, new puzzles and new robots to hack, and most critically, bronze, silver and gold medal awards for beating a level within a certain amount of time, adding in the competitive element. Quick trailer for Milli Greg, a pixel art precision platformer that simply looks fantastic and will be for fans of the genre.
Survivors, together we've already achieved so much, but there's no time for stagnation.
Long-time viewers will be familiar with Endzone A World Apart, since the developer did put out quite a number of updates and narrated trailers throughout its early access, this time releasing a paid DLC named Prosperity, so I'll leave you to them to explain the details.
We heard you. Thus, we came up with new production sites to meet the newly developed demands of our people. The sand mine and concrete factory supply the raw material for building homes that are far more comfortable, making it an even better place to live. And the pumping station is yet another big improvement. Connected to an upgraded water tower, it provides for an autonomous water supply. No more hassle. As you can see, prosperous times lie ahead. Be part of it. And stay tuned for more news, fellow survivors.
Welcome to the harsh lands of Gloomhaven, recruit. You think you have what it takes to become a mercenary out there on the edge of the world? We are paid to venture into the darkest forests of the region and to step into ancient crypts with the unmistakable stench of death and rotting flesh. Lovely places to earn a name for yourself. Be ready to face cutthroats, undead, fearsome tribes, and dreadful demons from other realms.
Let's kick off the top 3 with a title that perhaps teeters on the brink of indie, since Gloomhaven is the digital adaptation of the physical board game of the same name, widely regarded as one of the best board games of all time, and is currently sitting at number 1 on review sites like Board Game Geek. However, it is from a relatively indie studio who were formed from the ashes of Lionhead Studios, also known as the Fable people, so the pedigree certainly is there. This launched out of early access, so it's a great time to pick it up, and based on what I know of the physical game, does seem very prime for video game adaptation due to the systems and the dungeon crawling gameplay loop. People do seem to be loving this version as well, where one thing that I like about digital board games is that the video game imposes all the rules for you, so there's no need to flip through the rulebook and to argue with the other players, which makes the experience better.
To see another day. Still, your supply is scarce, and some of your abilities can only be used once. Managing your resources is as important as the health of your soldiers of fortune. In the midst of combat, you should loot the precious gold and chests, but don't let greed blind you. Heed my words. Cooperation between your mercenaries is what makes the difference between your success and your demise. If you survive your perilous journey, you'll gain the opportunity to purchase with your hard-earned gold new gear and enhancements. If you fulfill enough quests, skillful mercenaries from all the corners of the map might even side with you. I'm telling you, a mercenary life is no easy thing. You'll be sought out by dubious, cloaked individuals with their own moral compass. But only you can carve your path. Are you here to quench your thirst for gold and riches? Or are you driven by the search for hidden artifacts? You could still improve your reputation by helping Gloomhaven's denizens, but it doesn't pay much. Whatever your path may be, it will be paved with difficult choices. If you wish to become a veteran guildmaster, a region not far from Gloomhaven has been overrun by bandits and necrotic creatures. Trade has come to a halt as the region fell into the grasp of foul individuals. Yet, this dire situation is just another business opportunity for us. This time, you'll be able to manage your own guild of fearless mercenaries. For any given mission, form a hand-picked squad and adapt their equipment. You'll find quickly enough the best combinations for each encounter. Of course, you can always welcome seasoned adventurers to your party. Gloomhaven is a ruthless world. You may as well strive with friends by your side. Mercenaries, enough talking. Unsheath your sword, light up your spells, and stand your ground. Remember, it's not all doom and gloom.
One of the hidden gems of this year is Boomerang X, a first-person arena action title that oozes style, where you play as a boomerang glaive-wielding warrior, flinging yourself through the air and destroying your enemies, releasing the Endless update for free. It added a new map named Red Garden, but the titular Endless mode, of course, has you trying to survive for as long as possible and does have a leaderboard as well, so I cannot wait to see what insane numbers people put up with this mode. A fantastic roguelite first-person shooter is Ziggurat 2, releasing out of early access after just about a year. It is the follow-up to the original game from 2014, having a fresher art style but still retaining the core of the magic-focused first-person shooter gameplay while sending off the rough edges. Of course, it does pay tribute to games like Heretic and Hexen, but with roguelite procedural generation, does ensure plenty of replayability. Additionally, there are meta progression elements as well, with a citadel to upgrade, allowing you to gather allies and vendors, upgrade your equipment and skills and so forth, resulting in quite the well-made and compelling title that's worth a play, taking the #1 spot. For more first-person shooters, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.